I'm Daniel,
Hi, I'm Ruben.
and welcome to this webinar on how to get more done with the AI assistant in Tabular Editor 3.
So before we dive into it, we'd like to tell you that our team is keeping an eye on the chat, so you can ask questions with the questions button, and this webinar is also recorded, so we'll send you the recording right after if you want to rewatch it later.
Right. Yeah, so the agenda for today is we are going to tell you a little bit about what the AI assistant is, how it works under the covers, how we're dealing with privacy and security concerns, and which enterprise controls we have in place. And then Ruben has prepared a bunch of awesome use cases and demos, so you can see how it works in action. And then we'll close up with a glimpse into the future, what's coming, and round up with any questions and answers.
All right, let's dive into it. So first of all, what is the AI assistant? It's a context-aware assistant. It's contrary to chatbots, it already has the context of you working on a Power BI semantic model in Tabular Editor. So it can read your model and in turn give you better results than chatbots would give you. And best of all, it's right there at your fingertips. In the same user interface that you've been working in, you don't have to copy paste code from one window to the other. And it can help you with all sorts of things like exploring a model that you inherited that you're not familiar with. You can write DAX queries, or it can help you write DAX queries to investigate data. It can generate C# scripts to automate stuff. It can run best practices analyzer rules. It can help you write custom rules, as we'll see in one of the demos later. It can also help you troubleshoot errors and in general just help you optimize your model. So it's available in all editions of Tabular Editor 3, and it launched in public preview in March of this year.
Right. Yeah, and with that, I want to take a moment to dive a little bit deeper into showing you guys how it works under the cover. So the first concept that you need to sort of understand when we're talking about these kinds of AI solutions is the concept of an agent harness. And essentially, an agent harness is sort of the scaffolding that wraps an LLM, a large language model, providing it with all of the context and tools that it needs to make helpful responses, and also providing it with ways to interact with the user. Now, the AI assistant in Tabular Editor 3 uses a custom-built harness that we create, purposefully designed for semantic model development. So we believe it has all of the context and the tools that are well suited for this purpose. We also took a bring your own LLM approach in the AI assistant. And what that means is that we don't actually provide the large language model for you to engage with. Instead, we let you register your own provider, whether it's a cloud provider like OpenAI, Anthropic models, or the models that you can spin up through Azure OpenAI, Microsoft Foundry, or essentially any OpenAI compatible endpoint, even if it's running locally inside your organization. So all you need essentially is an API key, which you put into the Tabular Editor's preferences dialog, and then you can start using the AI assistants. API keys, of course, are encrypted and stored locally, and all of the data that is transmitted stays between you and your chosen LLM provider. So in that sense, Tabular Editor does not act as any of the roles as laid out in the EU AI Act, as the AI assistant itself doesn't constitute an AI system. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I mentioned that there are three things that an agent harness needs to be useful. The first thing is the context, which is essentially the stuff that the LLM can see. And this, of course, includes the system prompts, so essentially the text that we provide to the AI to let it know that it's an AI assistant inside Tabular Editor and it's here to help the user and so on, including a set of skills that we provided for common semantic modeling tasks, how to write C# scripts, do's and don'ts, and all of that stuff that we feel is useful for the LLM to know about. Of course, this is not something that's set in stone. This is something that we will continue to iterate and refine as we move forward. But it is part of the context that the LLM gets served upfront. In addition to this is information about the semantic model that you have loaded in Tabular Editor, basic stuff initially, like the name of the model, the number of tables and measures, and so on. And then, of course, the context, the selection context. So essentially, whatever object you have selected in the Tom Explorer, we inform the LLM about that selection, because that helps the LLM know what you're talking about. When you write something like, what is this table? Then the LLM knows what the word this refers to, because we already loaded that into the context. We also serve information about documents that you may have open in Tabular Editor, so scripts and queries and so on. And lastly, there's a feature that Ruben will also show you in the demo, where you can create your own custom instructions, where you can sort of inject additional context, whatever you need, either stuff that is always injected or perhaps triggered by certain keywords that you will see a little later in the demo. The next element that an agent harness needs to be useful is a set of tools. These are essentially what the LLM can do. And some of these tools only serve to add additional context to the LLM. So that would be tools that the LLM can use to explore the model metadata. Of course, we don't just serve all of the model metadata raw upfront when you start a conversation with the AI, because that would be super wasteful in terms of the number of tokens that we would be consuming. So instead, we let the LLM progressively discover your model metadata and what's inside it, and we offer various tools for the LLM to search through the model metadata if you're asking it questions about specific objects, for example. And this also applies to documents and their content that you may have open in Tabular Editor. So rather than just serving everything at once, we let the LLM discover what's there in its own pace. So that way we can be mindful of the number of tokens that we consume. We also provide tools that let the LLM create or edit documents. So that would be C# scripts or DAX queries, at least in the current version of the AI assistant. We also have a tool for executing DAX queries or for running both Vertex Analyzer and Best Practice Analyzer, and even tools for creating and updating Best Practice Analyzer rules, which you will also see in the demo in a little bit. Lastly, we have tools that can provide the LLM with additional context. We have our entire knowledge base, which consists of all of our docs articles and our blog posts, and the documentation for the C# scripting API, which is all served to the LLM as and when it needs it. Next slide. Next slide, please. Oh, thank you. And the last element that an agent harness needs is a way to keep a human in the loop. And we do that in various ways. For example, we make sure that the user is informed every time the LLM gets served certain context or invokes a certain tool. We put that in the chat user interface, so you can see what's actually going on and what the LLM is currently doing. And we also, of course, added a set of permission gates. So before we send any model metadata to the LLM or any document content or DAX query results, we ask for the user's explicit permission for that. And this is also something you will see in the demo. And the user will then have an option to decide whether or not the information can be sent to the LLM. And also there are various degrees to which you can control whether to just always allow it or only allow it for the current session or for the current model. So finding the proper balance of privacy versus annoyance in these prompts. The same applies when the LLM wants to edit a script or a query or modify BPA rule, then we will also make sure to ask for explicit permission before going ahead. Any script or query that the LLM comes up with is actually executable straight from the chat UI, making it very convenient to first of all see the script or the query, and then just one click of a button to run it and see the results. And the LLM also has the option to create various links in its output. So for example, if you're asking it how to do X, let's say importing tables or whatever, then the LLM can output a link to the import table wizard. So rather than you having to know where that feature lives inside of Tabular Editor, the AI assistant can direct you directly to that feature. The same goes for objects in your semantic model, so measures, tables, columns, and so on, that the LLM needs to get your attention to. It can just put a link directly in its output, and when you click on that link, you will be taken straight to that object in the Tom Explorer. Lastly, of course, all of the conversations that you have with the LLM are stored locally, and you can always resume a conversation that you had previously at any time. So everything, so that you stay in the loop and you can control how and when these conversations should go. Next slide. Right. One important thing about how the LLM makes modifications to the model. If you noticed previously, I didn't mention any tools that are specific for making model metadata changes. And we actually don't have that. We only have one way for the LLM to make changes to the model, and that is by the LLM writing a C# script. So as some of you know, C# scripting is a foundational feature that Tabular Editor has had since day one, that has been used by a lot of people to automate common workflows and so on. And essentially, C# scripts let you edit or modify any aspect of the semantic model. And it just so happens that LLMs are really, really good at writing C# script. So it's a natural fit for these kinds of operations where you tell the LLM in natural language what you want to achieve, and the LLM then generates a C# script that does that. So the way we close the agentic loop is that when the LLM comes up with the first iteration of a script, we actually validate it automatically, ensuring that the syntax is correct and that it's not hallucinating class methods or properties that doesn't exist. If we detect any errors, we feed that straight back to the LLM and giving it a chance to sort of iterate on the script so that the final script that comes out of it should work just fine. And then, of course, you as a user get a chance to review the script. When you hit the execute button, the script runs in a new preview window that we have, where you can see the actual diffs, model diffs, in a side-by-side view, and you will have a chance to revert those changes. One additional note here is that we have some safeguards in place. So if we detect that the C# script is doing something outside the confines of the semantic model, so if the script is attempting to write a file to disk or make a network request or something like that, then we essentially mark the script as unsafe, and then we require you to explicitly review the script before executing it. So you will not be able to directly execute the script from the chat UI without having actually viewed it, just as a safeguard that the LLM didn't do something harmful. We also have full undo support for scripts. That's nothing new. We've always had that for C# scripts. So that means once a script has executed, if it did something that you didn't intend to, you can just hit Control-Z, and then we roll things right back to how they were before the script executed. In Tabular Editor, you can also save scripts as reusable macros. And that means if you've had the LLM come up with a script that can automate some task in the semantic model, well, there's no need to use an AI the next time you need to do the same thing. You can just reuse the macro that you did. So in that sense, the C# scripting becomes this well-defined execution layer where we know exactly what the LLM can do, and the LLM has access to all of the documentation on what C# scripts can do and how to write them and so on. So this becomes this very well-defined execution layer. And essentially the LLM becomes your co-developer that has this full transparent audit trail, so you can see exactly what it's going to do to your model, and you can review every step of it and even save the scripts for audit purposes if needed. Yes. So on the next slide, before we get to the demos, I just want to briefly talk about how we're dealing with privacy and security constraints and which controls we have in place for enterprise scenarios. So first of all, the AI assistant in Tabular Editor is a completely optional module, meaning you can choose to install Tabular Editor without installing the AI assistant or any of its features. And if you do that, then of course you will not see any of the stuff that we're talking about in this demo, and you won't have any files or binaries on your disk that is related to the AI assistant. In the public preview, the module is disabled by default. So actually to get to the AI assistant right now, when you are installing Tabular Editor, you will need to put a check mark in the checkbox that says AI assistant. We also have made a very, very clear design decision that we never let the AI run in the background or do anything on its own automatically. So it's not like any action that you make in the UI unexpectedly kicks off interaction with the LLM. That's very, very important to us that you are in full control, so that you know that the AI assistant is only ever invoked whenever you explicitly prompt it to do something. So when you start a conversation and you put something in the chat, only then do we actually connect to your large language model. For IT admins, we have a group policy setting that teams can use to globally disable the AI assistant. So even if you already installed Tabular Editor, if you haven't installed Tabular Editor yet, this group policy can be used by organizations who disallow AI to completely disable it and ensure that no one can use it. And thereby we can ensure full compliance with organizations that have these kind of restrictions. Lastly, I already mentioned how we have this bring your own LLM approach. That's essentially our way of getting out of the GDPR hackle, let's say. So all of the data stays between you and your chosen provider. And as I mentioned earlier, we have full support for any OpenAI compatible endpoint. So you can set up local or organizational LLMs using something like Ollama, VLLM, etc. But if you use cloud providers in Databricks model serving or Microsoft Foundry, you also have various degrees of controls there and can assign limits to a number of tokens and so on, specifically for the API key that you get for the AI assistant. So that's a recommended approach. Next slide. Right, and this is just basically to sum up some of the stuff that we already have. In that we have these fine-grained data sharing controls. You will also see some of those in the demo, where you as a user will have to make an explicit decision before we send any model metadata or DAX query results or even open documents to your LLM. And you can control them at the individual prompt level or setting them at the model or session level inside of Tabular Editor. We also store all prompts and responses from the LLM locally, so nothing is shared outside the environment. So only your local machine and your LLM provider will know about the conversations and the data that goes back and forth. I think I already mentioned this, but API keys, of course, are encrypted and stored locally. Nothing gets transmitted to Tabular Editor's server, so it's all just a local thing. Lastly, if any of you are interested, we have a penetration test ongoing, and the report for the latest pen test is available on our Trust Center, so you can always find the latest report there. And with that, I think I will hand it over to Ruben to show us some use cases and live demos.
All right, my turn. Thank you, Daniel. So let's dive right in. I'm going to show you a few cases, starting with getting oriented in a model that's unfamiliar to you. So maybe you've inherited a model and you need to get to know it. Then the AI assistant is a good place to start because it can read your model and it can tell you what's quirky about it. So describe this model in and its quirks, because it will probably have some in 100 words or less. We don't want an entire book, but just the gist of it. And first of all, it asks us, can we actually read this metadata? So the AI assistant wants to read the model metadata. We need to allow the AI assistant to do this. So I know that this model is fine. So I'm just going to say, you can do this always for this model. And it's thinking, so it's spitting out some facts. So it sees 3 fact tables. It sees heavy use of calculation groups, 7 of them. And let's do a quick spot check. Is he correct? And yes, 7 calculation group tables. And if you've been reading along, then you'll see here that why would it mention giraffe here? So this is obviously a plant from my end because I want to show you how custom instructions work. So let's dive right in. I've written a custom instruction that's titled mention giraffe. So let's have a look. So here you can write your own custom instructions that decide how the AI assistant will behave, specific on conditions, like, for example, if it detects keywords in a prompt or if a specific context is met. But this is just a rule that always fires. So on every response, the AI assistant must mention giraffe. So that's a cool novelty, but let's turn this off for the rest of the demos because it's going to get old real quick. And let's go back to Tabular Editor. So if you want to reload those custom instructions, you can just go to Preferences here, go to AI Provider, and that should have reloaded the custom instructions. So we'll just see if it still mentions giraffes in the next demo, where we will be applying a sort by property to all the columns of our date table. Well, not all the columns, but the columns that need it. And we don't have to be super specific about it, because the AI assistant will just figure it out for us, hopefully, because this is a live demonstration, of course. Things can go wrong. It detected the date table has 41 columns. That's looking good. And it's got our intent as well. So there are text columns that you don't want to have sorted alphabetically. Like, for example, month names. You don't want month names as April, August, and so on. You want them January, February, March. So those are label columns that need to be sorted by another column in your model. Now, this is not a task that you can easily just do in bulk. Like, you can't just shift select all of these columns and then select the sort by column. You can't do that because every column needs its own sort column. So you really need to go in there and figure it out yourself. So yes, it's not that much work. You could write a C# script yourself automating it, but why bother? It's just a few dozen clicks. Now with the AI assistant, I can just ask it, please figure it out for me. And what will it do? It, as Daniel said, it writes C# scripts to modify the model. And here we can inspect it ourselves to see nothing funky is going on. And here we have our execute button. And this is just script output. So it told us that, OK, the script ran fine. And here in the bottom left, we see that it executed successfully. So there were model changes. And in this diff view, we can see exactly what changes were made. So for example, the sort by column property was set for all of these columns. So here we can, we're at a fork in the road. We can say, that's fine, that's good, that's as we expect. Or we can say, no, this is not what I expected. I'm going to revert. And now it's as if this script never ran. So let's verify. Here, this is one of the columns that should be sorted. It's got no sort property, so this script never ran. So let's try it again. Here we say, OK, that looks good. Now it's got this sort by property. Now, for some reason, we change our minds again. So we can't make up our mind today. We just undo the script execution, and it's gone again. So we have deliberately put in these different gates where you can change your mind. So it's you that formulate the intent to the AI assistant. It's the AI assistant writes a C# script. It's you that check the code and then can then view what will change. And you decide whether to accept or not, and you can decide whether to undo or not. So there are a lot of safeties built in. Let's check. OK, so our sort by is still not applied. Let me apply it. Now, if you've been paying very close attention to the diff view, then you'll also see that there are annotations added here. So it's not just a sort by property, but this is another custom rule that I've configured. So I can pull it up again. So here, there's a custom rule that tells the AI assistant that if you touch an object in the model, I want you to try for the objects that have this supported property, to try to add an annotation where it says the date, the fact that the AI assistant did something, and the prompt. So this could be useful if you want to keep track of which parts of the model were manipulated or changed by the AI assistant. So for me, this use case kind of finds the sweet spot between just elbow grease. I can do it myself. I can do it in the UI. It's a few dozen clicks setting the sort by properties of all of my DAX calculated tables. It's not that much work that I need to write a C# script myself from scratch or ask another LLM to do it. Here I have the AI assistant just at my fingertips, and I can ask it, yeah, just figure it out, man, do it for me. And it did it. So that's one of my favorite use cases for the AI assistant. Let's move on to another use case, because we had one of our users that told us, let me first close this one. It's no longer So we had one of our users that told us that there's some white space issues in the customers that were exported to an Excel file from their semantic model. We're not going to comment on the practice of exporting from the semantic model. We're just going to fix the issue for that user, and we're going to ask the AI assistant for some help. So a user says there's white space issues in customer sold to names. What's up? And it's looking at the query itself. Let's see where this goes. So it's now asking, can I execute this DAX query? And it found two distinct white space problems. And they're always double spaces, apparently. Okay, that's very helpful, but it doesn't tell me exactly where the problems are. Like, I need to know which customer names are impacted so I can tell the person in charge of keeping our customer data clean to please fix this. So write me a query that returns the affected values with visible white spaces. And also row counts while we're at it. Okay, so it came back with a DAX query. Let's see. Oh, it's fixing itself. It found that it made a syntax error. So it's a good idea to wait until the AI assistant has finished responding, because as you just saw, it will catch mistakes that it made and it will correct itself. And if you press the execute button a bit too soon, then you may be caught up in one of those issues that it later fixes itself. And here perfectly, it's did exactly what I wanted it to do. So here we have our double spaced customer names. And here on the right, we have our spaces replaced by dots so that we can easily see, okay, this is indeed the double space. This is a problem and this needs fixing. So that's cool. We can send this list over to the owner of the customer data and move on to our next case. And from sales, we've heard that they want to simulate a specific way of giving discounts to customers when they make large volume purchases. So we're going to add this logic as a UDF to our model, and we're going to ask the AI system to do this for us. So create a UDF, so a DAX user-defined function for volume discounts, and the logic that sales has given us is 3% per 1,000 units, of course, kept at 50%. We don't want to go broke here. Okay, let me be a bit more specific here. And then also show the quantity and discount curve, because we want to know kind of where that cap will kick in. So the AI assistant first checked the model's compatibility level, because the DAX UDFs are a newer feature that are only supported from this compatibility level onwards. And only then will it go forth and actually do the work of writing the DAX query and writing the C# script to create the UDF. So again, here you see it made some mistakes that it corrected itself. Here again, it's asking for our permission to view our data through a DAX query. And it says here, okay, the cap hits at exactly this number, but for most intents and purposes, this will be the number. And let's run our C# script. This is just the script output, but here again, we have our diff view. We see exactly which UDF was just created. Also, the annotation was added again so that we can always later see this was created by the AI assistant. And that looks clean. I can move on to our final case, and that's my personal favorite. So if you've read our blog yesterday, then you may know that we're big on making good semantic models. And we think that good semantic models have names that are consistent. So if you have a lot of models in your organization, you probably have a few variations of patterns of how people name things. Like you have month to date, and some people use it, the abbreviation as the prefix, some people use it as a suffix, and some people write it out fully. It's fine. Like it's no matter what your preference is, it's fine as long as it's consistent across models, because then users know what to expect when they search for things in your model. And other AIs that consume data from your model don't need to burn tokens on looking for objects that may or may not exist. It's also much harder to create duplicates of things if you have a consistent naming convention. So let's, together with the AI assistant, write some custom BPA rules. Let's write some custom BPA rules to enforce time intelligence naming conventions for measures. This is still left over from our dry run, so I'm going to reset the state here, delete these rules, create a new conversation, and just copy paste this prompt. And let's see what he does now. You shouldn't find them anymore. Okay, so it's first going to look at the actual measure names that are in the model to understand which patterns are you using.
And by the way, notice how Ruben didn't have to explicitly mention any specific pattern that he would like. Just, let the LLM and the context that it already have and its training data and its knowledge about what are good practices for naming conventions in a semantic model, and then it'll figure out the rest. And then, of course, if you don't like what it comes up with, you can always instruct it to go in another direction. So you can be very, very vague in these prompts if you like.
Yeah, exactly. I just said BPA to another model without this harness. It would think, what the hell is BPA? The AI assistant knows what BPA is because it's got the best practices analyzer context available. So here it's asking us to just add the rules itself. I'm gonna deny this because I don't want all of these rules added. We just agreed on some specific conventions, and I want to specify those myself. And here it's just gonna try again. Why not? Feisty. I'm gonna deny this again, and it says, okay, you're declining this stuff. It's gonna elaborate a bit more. I'm gonna stop it here. I don't need all of that text. We're just gonna say, just add two new rules. So always versus without a period instead of versus with a period, and always the to date abbreviation as suffix. And while you're at it, test them before you ship them. Okay, so it's now, first of all, it's checking how many violations there are, so it can hopefully check its own results. So for this one, we're gonna allow, because it's just trying to add the two new rules that we asked it to add. And now it's running them itself and checking whether the results match. And here it says, okay, these don't match. It find another flaw in its own design. So here it's gonna go a bit further, execute a DAX query. Again, it's not perfect. It's gonna make mistakes. Isn't live connected? It is live connected. But okay. Okay, that looks okay, I guess. Let's just test it out for ourselves. Well, let's first have a look. So here is where those rules are added that are created by the AI assistant. And if we click OK here, we should see that the rules ran. And where are they? So here is one, and here's the other. And it found 7 objects that do not abide by this convention of keeping the to-date abbreviation as a suffix. And it's found 25 measures that use verses with a period instead of without. So this allows us to go into models and check to see if our naming convention that we decided on is already in place, or whether we need to make changes to the model. So the rules that we just created, so we used AI to create them, but we can now run them again and again over other models without having to use AI anymore. These are now deterministic models that run, deterministic rules that run on every model that we want to run them on, whether the AI system is in the picture or not. So as Daniel already mentioned, all your conversations are available for later use. So you can see here, we just had a dry run to see whether these demos could actually work. And I think they mostly did. So let's see what's next. So what's next for the AI assistant? So Daniel will tell you a bit about the roadmap and vision.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for that, Ruben. So as mentioned previously, the AI assistant is now in public preview, and everyone who has Tabular Editor can try it out right away. You just need to make sure you put the check mark during installation to make sure that it's actually installed with the tool, because right now it's an optional thing. We will keep it as an optional thing, but it's unchecked by default, so you will not get it installed by default currently unless you put the check mark. We are targeting general availability for sometime later this year in Q3. And we are already getting a lot of feedback from our existing users. Some have identified a few bugs. I saw there was a question about DeepSeek. That is one of the bugs that we are currently tracking, so that we can also support DeepSeek models. But in addition to that, we have a few additional features that we are also working on, and that will come as we work towards GA. The first feature is easy profile switching, and by profile we mean a specific set of an LLM provider and a specific model, because currently if you want to go to use a different LLM, or if you want to use a different provider, you need to go into the preferences dialog and you need to provide the API key and the URL and all of that. And sometimes it makes sense to be able to switch between different models and different providers more fluently. Let's say if you have a task that is relatively simple, you might want to use one of the cheaper or faster LLMs, whereas more complex tasks require more advanced models. So having an easy way to switch between these models, directly inside of a conversation, seems like a good way forward. So that's something that we are working on. In addition to this, you saw that in the demo, when the LLM wanted to add a UDF to the model, it had to do that through a C# script. That's a bit cumbersome, because when you are adding DAX and DAX expressions through a C# script, you need to take care to escape any double quotes and so on, because you need to put the entire expression inside of a C# string. The LLM is mostly good at this, but it sometimes gets it wrong, and it becomes a little awkward also to review what's going on. So we want to utilize a different feature that Tabular Editor has had for a long time, which is DAX scripting. This is a scripting feature that specifically allows you to add or edit objects in the semantic model that has DAX in them. So that could be measures, UDFs, calculation items, and so on. So this language is a bit more straightforward when you only want to add that kind of object to the model. Of course, with this approach, the LLM will not be able to do more advanced stuff like adding annotations, which was part of the demo that Ruben showed as well. But for simpler stuff, the LLM can choose to use DAX scripting in addition to C# scripting. And of course, you'll be able to review the changes just like we could with C# scripting. The last bigger feature that we are working on towards GA is to integrate the AI assistant in more places in the UI. Again, we're not trying to do anything autonomously or in the background or without your explicit knowledge about what's going on. But imagine if you're seeing some error message or a BPA rule violation that you don't understand. Well, instead of having to copy and paste that error message into the chat UI, we just want to make some convenient right-click options where you can just right-click directly on an error message, for example, and say Ask AI, and then we will wrap that error message and give it all of the context that it needs, and then essentially generate the prompt to the AI for you. But of course, if you have any other ideas, pain points, or anything, feedback is more than welcome. So we encourage everyone to try it out, play with it, and let us know what you think.
If you have any topics you would like to see featured in one of our future webinars, you could also let us know in the chat. And if you'd like to see us in the future in person, you can do so in a few days in Prague at Data Point. In September, we'll be at Power BI Next Step in Odense in Denmark. And then in end of September, we'll be at FabCon in Barcelona, Spain. And then in October, I will be at Data Minds Connect in Belgium. And our next webinar will be the June 10th already, where Peer will be showing you the new Tabular Editor CLI that we're developing. I'm very excited about. And let's round off with the key takeaways.
Yeah. So just reiterating what we already said, the AI assistant in TE3 is this context-aware assistant that has been purposely built for semantic models. So it's not just a generic chatbot. It has all of the context that it needs to be able to do correct things, mostly with regards to semantic modeling, run BPA rules, and all of these things that you can do inside of Tabular Editor. So can the AI assistant do, and it keeps you in the loop and lets you see what's going on as it's doing its thing. We also have this bring your own LLM approach that we already mentioned. So you stay in control of where your data and where your prompts go. And it is human in the loop by design with the permission gates wherever those are needed, with side-by-side previews when model edits are ongoing, and of course with full undo support. So you always stay in control and can see what's going on. We also believe it's enterprise ready as an optional install with support for group policies, encryption, and so on, and the third-party penetration test that I mentioned. And lastly, of course, it's available now already as a public preview for everyone, with a GA targeted for Q3.
All right, that's our part of the webinar. We're now open to answer any questions you may have. So let's have a look in the chat.
And it looks like there were indeed a few questions. So I think we'll just, let's see if I can find the correct way to access them. All right, so there was a question from Marcus. Can I use any model supported via the OpenAI API SDK? Well, essentially the answer is yes. The main criteria is that the LLM has an OpenAI compatible endpoint, because that is essentially the protocol that the LLMs need to conform to for the AI assistant to be able to use them. We do support non-OpenAI models as well. Like I believe Ruben's demo was based all on Anthropic's model. But yes, essentially, as long as you have a URL for the endpoint and an API key, then you should be good to go, assuming the model adheres to the OpenAI spec. And this actually ties into the other question that was around DeepSeek models that have stopped working, because some DeepSeek models, while on the surface they do adhere to the OpenAI protocol, they expect some HTML headers and some stuff like that we don't currently provide. And this is actually the reason for why it's not working currently. But we do believe that we can fix it and ensure support for DeepSeek models as well. So there were a few other questions as well. So let's see. Yeah, so Ricardo had a good one. Like, why did we choose an embedded agent rather than an MCP server or similar, where we could just connect to Visual Studio and consume models from our subscriptions? And that's a really good question, Ricardo. And there are actually multiple facets to the answer of that. So first of all, the main problem that we wanted to solve with the AI assistant in TE3 was that we wanted to provide a solution that sort of gave a low technical barrier of entry for users. So with the AI assistant, of course, you need an API key, obviously, but other than that, you don't need any configuration or any third-party tools or installations. You don't even need to know what MCP servers or clients are to be able to start using it. Plug in the API key, and then it just works. So from like a technical perspective, we try to lower the barrier as much as possible to get people to start using it. Now, we do realize that this kind of solution is not enough for a lot of people for several reasons. Some people want to do something that's more advanced using their own coding agent, so things like Cloud Code or Codex, etc. Others may be restricted, like you said, because of an existing subscription to, for example, GitHub Copilot, that where you don't necessarily have an API key directly to the inference endpoint. The good news is that we also have a solution coming very soon for people in this situation, which is our Tabular Editor CLI, which is a new product that we are working on, which we expect to release in public preview very soon. I'm hearing someone say early next week, actually. So it is something that we've been working on for a few months now, actually, and it is very, very, very soon coming. It should be out before the end of the month at the very least. And in fact, the next webinar that we have on June 10th is where we actually will do a deep dive on the CLI specifically. And I think Pierre is also a guest speaker on Reed Haven's live stream next Friday, where he will also show us what's going on with CLI. So yeah, so definitely next week you should check back and check out the CLI. The CLI solves multiple problems. First of all, a lot of people have been asking for a cross-platform CLI. Some of you may know Tabular Editor 2 has a CLI, which it has for many years, but it's Windows only. The new TE CLI is cross-platform and runs also on Mac and Linux. But it addresses the problem of having an MCP server. So rather than us offering an MCP server, we chose to offer a CLI instead, because in our experience, any coding agent out there can easily integrate with a CLI to do all of these tasks, especially when we provide it with the correct set of skills. And that is also something that we will offer to accompany the CLI. So I don't know, Ruben, can you maybe take the next question, because I have some curtains that are going down in my office, so I don't want to have too much background noise.
Let me check. Is there another open question? The model I was using in the demos was Claude Sonnet 4.6. And through OpenRouter, we've been able to use all of the Anthropic models, all of the OpenAI models, the Gemini models as well. And I'm now seeing a question here. Yeah, okay, sorry. Except of BPA rules, what are the biggest differences compared to GitHub Copilot with Power BI MCP? I think, as Daniel said, this lives inside Tabular Editor itself. It's right there at your fingertips. It's convenient a lot of the time to as I showed in one of the demos, to automate that stuff, or not automate it, but ask the AI assistant to basically figure something out for you that you could figure out yourself, but it would have taken some elbow grease, and it's not that much work that you should go all in on automating it. So I think that's where our AI assistant lives, and that's where I use it most for. But if you really want to go all in with Cloud Code and with Codex and so on, then I think that the CLI that we're coming out with is going to be a very good fit as well for those workflows.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we will evaluate as we go and look at the telemetry and the adoption of both the CLI and the AI assistant because at the end of the day, if people prefer to use the CLI for agentic development over the AI assistant, well, maybe we won't invest as much in the AI assistant going forward. But that is something that we'll just have to wait and see what the adoption looks like. We have a lot of customers that are already using the AI assistant now, and of course we're always looking for feedback, and if you come up with any ideas to improve it, then by all means. But for agentic development with other coding agents, the CLI will definitely be the way to go. Let's see, did we have any other questions? I don't see any at the moment. I see someone typing, but it might not be a question. All right, it doesn't seem like, oh, wait a second, there was one last question here. So I hear the CLI can help with users with cloud code or Copilot, but it sounds like you don't plan on allowing the use of these subscriptions with AI. So actually, Corey, to answer that question, we would definitely like to allow users with a cloud code or Copilot subscription to use the AI system. The limitation is not on our side, it's on the subscription provider side, because neither Anthropic nor GitHub Copilot, or I guess that would be Microsoft, will provide you with an API key where you get direct access to the inference engine for these two products. And even if you could, I think it would be violating their terms of use. So I don't think that's technically possible. Now, that being said, I do believe that I saw recently that GitHub Copilot came out with an SDK that would allow software developers to integrate GitHub Copilot in their own tools. Admittedly, we haven't looked too closely at that, but we will evaluate and see if it offers some path towards enabling the AI system to use a GitHub Copilot subscription. Because if that is technically feasible and if it's allowed by their terms of use, then of course we want to include it. But when we started working on the AI assistant, that definitely wasn't an option. But who knows? Maybe it is. We will definitely evaluate it. Yeah. So I think that more or less concludes what we had for today. So thanks everyone for listening in. Thanks for the great questions. Please make sure to try out this new feature. You can even access it even if you don't have a Tabular Editor 3 subscription. You can just download Tabular Editor 3 and try out the trial version, which also features the AI assistant. So again, all you need is an API key for your favorite LLM provider, and then you can get started. So yeah, thanks a lot, and we're interested to see what you guys think of it.
All right, thanks for joining, everyone.